Well, I decided let's just get right to it. Today is Sunday, and I'm just hanging out in the house. Just want you to listen for a few minutes. You don't hear the barking dog. You don't hear the toilet flushing next door. You don't hear someone singing like that was there. My last night there was at my last apartment. Somebody was there singing. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? I mean, I felt like I was never living next to like six people. There were like five people in the house plus one dog they had on the balcony. I used to go out and look. The dog was cool, but like I used to go out there and look. It's like, wow, it's like I'm living like with six people now since I've been here. I haven't been home a lot since I know I've got a new bill from my friends at the state. They want me to pay extra $1,000, so you won't see me at home too much. So, but I want to just like let's get to tell you about what's going on now. So let's just get to work right now. I'm gonna give you guys a look at some of the books I'm studying. Okay, let's take a look at what does Martin do? Why does he just talk about money and what does he do? See, let's take a look out the window. See, right there, they're building new apartments. That's going to be the future. I'm 51 now. In my generation, I had a house for 11 years, and I sold my house. The reason I sold my house was I knew I knew the recession would maybe come, but there was just no one to buy it. The younger generation doesn't see the value on houses that we did. They remember the Great Recession of 2008. So I said I had to get out of there because I know you hear all these things about, man, my house is worth $350, my house is worth $400,000. That's all in your mind. It's all in their mind. It's all on the paper. You may get that money if you refinance, which I tried to do, but then when they come look, they'll come inspect and say, oh, no, buddy, your house in your mind may be worth $500,000, but to us it's worth $400,000. And on top of that, we're not going to give you a full $400,000 loan anyway. We're only going to give you like 80 to 20 value. So we'll just open up a line of credit for you and call it a day. So, and I just sold the house because this younger generation just doesn't see the value, and even I don't even see the value. Now let's get to work. What does Martin read? Here's one book I'm reading. It's like on Lab Rats, how Silicon Valley made work miserable for the rest of us. I bought this book because it just talks about how I used to live in San Francisco during that 2000, just before the 2001 hit. They had, and afterwards when 2001 the economy improved, like in Silicon Valley, you hear these stories about people playing basketball at work, having different food, ping pong tables, and all that stuff. Well, it just talks about how that may be true, but also like a lot of people there were working at minimum wage, hoping that they got stock options. And if they didn't get stock options, they just got fired and got nothing. So he talks about like the stress of the changing workplace and how, like, for example, GE froze their pensions. So all the workers for GE, their pensions aren't going to go up. Basically, eventually their pensions are going to go away. Reason I know that is my grandmother worked at Sears for over 25 years. She got out of there, but she took a pay package instead of the pension. But supposedly, like you had health for life. But over like a 5 to 10 year period, first the health increase got changed, the plan was the same, then the money went down, and then eventually I ended up, for the last 5 to 7 years of her life, I ended up paying. I was the health care provider, so I used to give her money, take her to the doctor, go buy her prescriptions. So when you hear like a company freezing its pension, it's just basically saying in a year or two, those employees actually supposedly dependent on their pensions aren't going to get that pension. And another book that I'm reading it's Dot-Com Secrets by Russell Brunson. I bought this book because I needed to learn how to build my own list. I've done cold calling for other people, door to door. I've done lead generations at like Target, Macy's, and different places, but I never knew how to do it for my own business. So I just want to know how to be able to craft my own message, go build a website, build an opt-in page. My goal, I learned how to combine my in-person on-phone skills with the internet in order just to build a list of people that I can call and talk to and like selling products. Hey, sell them like you said, like, hey, this is Martin. Like I saw you signed up for my webpage about 5 ways to reduce your student loan. Well, as you know, my student loan was over $94,000 as of 2014. Now today, I've gotten it down to, we've gotten it down to 20, I've gotten it down to, it's below, I'm just looking at this car coming in. So now I've gotten it down to below $37,695 as of August 2019. Let me show you some tips I use to get my loan paid off. So, and then like I have some courses, I have one-on-ones. You can call me up, hey Martin, let's sit down. Yeah, you're going to pay me. I'm not gonna do it for free. You pay the tax man, like I'm gonna pay the tax man in 2014. Pay me, let me help you out, because as you know, we're heading into a recession, and you know the people that are going to come for the money first, all you guys who owe student loans, you're going to be like me one day, and they're going to call you on the phone, and they're going to say, hey, we need you to pay up, or we're going to garnish your wages, or we're just not going to pay your income tax. So that's why you got to pay your student loan now, because the government's looking for money. They know the bad times are coming. And also, I have I haven't got my furniture delivered yet. I have also essential Mandarin Chinese. I'm currently dating a Chinese girl, so I'm going to learn her language. So when I take a trip to China or to Chinatown, I at least know like a ni hao, wo jiao. Oh, it's like wo jiao Martin. That's it. Just say my name. Or wo xing Morris, my last name. Or ni jidian, zhenzai jidian. At least I can say what time it is. Do Shao Chin, how much things are. At least like you could say, okay, don't be like a total imbecile. Like pretend to learn my language, show you that you have some love for me. So that's what I'm doing. And here's the book that this is the book that I've been working on for the past couple of weeks to help me. I've been bringing in more money and working more. Is You Suddenly Lose Everything, 30days.com. It's another book by Russell Brunson. It just talks about different people who've used like their opt-in funnels to build sales funnels, to build call lists, to build call lists. And it just gave me different strategies on how to build a business. And then if something bad were to happen, then hey, it just gives you some tips on how you should adjust quickly. And those are all the books I have right now. No, there's not. Let's go see. There's more books. Trust me, that's all I have is books. See, these are my books. This is what I have right now. I have some in storage, but also these are some. So ones I read, this is Grant Cardone. If you're not first, you're last. Excellent book. Just tell you, hey, if you don't show up at the beginning, make sure you show up at the end. I have one now that I'm doing copywriting. This is how to get headlines, they use the breaking news in your generation, it's the breaking news. And my generation it was, I don't know what was breaking news or special report is how the media used to get people to look at their material, and that's what you have happening now. It's like all of a sudden, during my time at least, I have books your time. For some of you people who are 30 and younger, a book may just be I don't know, it may not even exist. So I just think it's funny. I like to read, and also I love to write. So I have a 10X Planner by Grant Cardone. I have this is a pad by Mead. I also have the yellow papers. It just helps me relax. I always like to get my thoughts on paper, especially when I'm nervous or if things are going wrong. I like to just write everything out, sketch it out. Then after that, I calm down, and then I say, okay, what's the plan of action that I'm going to take? So, and that's basically it. Those are all I'm doing right now: reading books, doing sales, working on the weekend. Right now, I'm on the call for my current job. I'm working this weekend, so I'm on a call for the next 3 hours and 50 minutes. So if something goes wrong, I got to go into the office and go handle it. So, and I don't feel like going out anywhere. So basically all I've been doing is reading, talking to the guy, checking my phone. But I'm not complaining, man. Whenever you can make money, don't make it, man. And then, like I told you, if you guys been listening to me, let's take a look. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me look at this. Let me show you something. See these? So that's a warehouse for one company, and that's also a warehouse for another company. You know, those people work at those warehouses, they ain't gonna be there much longer. At least good 20 to 30% of them. When I was younger, I worked at Petavina Molded, and we had about 5,000. It was probably at least 10 to 12,000 square foot. Calvin, another guy, he's a black guy, afro. Well, I had no hair. We manufactured 10,000 sonic alarms in a week. We ran another injection molding machine where we made special parts for clients. Calvin ran what we call a lathe. You don't know what that is anymore, huh? Look it up on the internet. If he ran the lathe, also he knew how to set up the mold and program what was it like. It's like now what you see now are like these electronic milling machines where you can make multiple parts. We just made the molds, and we used to take our molds and move them to our different injection molding machines. And that's how then you put like the little pellets. These are these plastic pellets. You put them in, you superheat it, and you used to make parts. So Calvin and I used to make the parts on the machine, take the parts that we made. We actually have what you call soldering. We did actual soldering where we soldered the alarm together, and then we had like a battery next to it, and we used to test it. So between Calvin and I, two people, we can make 10,000 alarms within a week. And we did all that in addition to all the other stuff they wanted us to do in the warehouse. We used to package stuff, run it through UPS. And they even had me working in the front office, so I did account. Martin, hey, call this person up, tell them like, we want our money. Go with the money. And then after that, money would come in. Hey, Martin, go to Bank of America, deposit your checks. I did that. And then when you get back, go help Calvin in the back. We have another order of 10,000 sonic alarms. Okay. So when I see these warehouses and I hear these stories about people running around, timing them, doing all kind of stuff, they have vests. Calvin and I didn't have no vests back then. Goggles, Calvin wore goggles when he ran the CNC machine because you don't know how the things are going to go. And also he ran the goggles when he ran the lathe. But when we ran like the injection molding machine, the doors shut, so nothing was able to come out. And there was no vest. There was no lines on the floor telling us where to go. I mean, what is it? It's a warehouse, man. I mean, a fulfillment center, warehouse. I mean, some of the stuff that they come up with now just blows my mind. So, as I told you before, diesel chases gas. Diesel is at $3.98 a gallon, probably going higher. That's why you see all the trucks on the road. All the trucks on the road because the guys who are these carriers they usually work on a 30 to 90-day billing cycle. So they want to make sure some of these people that they're working with don't file for bankruptcy and they don't get their money. So that's why they're out there. And then like you see a lot of the companies and then the carriers are just taking the money because they're just afraid. There's two reasons why you see all the trucks on the road. Number one, think of the Great Recession in 2008. Thousands of trucks went out of business. If it weren't for Amazon right now, and some of these companies with these warehouses, there would be no truck drivers. So what happened during that time was the carriers went out of business because they didn't get paid. The companies went bankrupt or they just never paid them. And then number two, they may have gotten paid, but then the diesel prices went up. So they may have gotten paid, but they weren't able to cover their operating expenses, and then they went out of business. So that's what you're looking at right now. So that's why when it's a blessing to be working, don't complain, but also be looking for your own businesses. And if you got a student loan, I recommend you pay it off because they're going to be looking for money, and all student loans are free money. So I don't want that to happen to you, man. It's not worth it. You don't need to be getting the calls. You don't need to be getting these bills and them. Hey, send us your money. Just give them their money. That's why I want you to come take a look at my website. Look at some of the strategies I used to reduce my loan from a high of $94,000 down to like $37,629. Okay, learn what I'm doing and keep working. Keep hustling. Because times are coming where Some people are going to wish they had worked that extra day, extra hour, or taken that weekend off. And I don't want that person with regrets to be you.